A significant development right now. Donald Trump and his Project 2025 author, Brendan Carr, who currently serves as FCC chairman, they are going after Seth Meyers, their latest target in attacking late night TV. And they're going to do it to distract what's happening this week. And that is a rebuke by Republicans in the House of Representatives of this administration to release the Epstein files. Donald Trump has increased attacks on Seth Meyers, who is an NBC late night host, and FCC Chairman Brendan Carr is seemingly obliging with those attacks. They are expected to do to Seth Meyers what they did to Jimmy Kimmel, trying to take him off air and putting increased pressure on NBC News to fire Seth Meyers. This is a major story that not many people are talking about, yet it implicates the First Amendment. And well, in America, a president should not be able to dictate whether or not a late night comedy host has a job or not. And yet here we are. So make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe so people see this, because it is an urgent development right now. And it also comes as major media companies are just saying, this is Trump being Trump. But here's the thing: we can't normalize Trump saying that NBC should fire Seth Meyers. We can't normalize what Brendan Carr, the FCC chairman, who is an author of Project 2025, is soon to do. And I read Project 2025 this morning, the chapter that Brendan Carr wrote, and I need to talk about it, because I mean, it is major news that you need to know about. Okay, so late overnight, Donald Trump posted this. NBC's Seth Meyers is suffering from an incurable case of Trump derangement syndrome, TDS. He was viewed last night in an uncontrollable rage, likely due to the fact that his show is a ratings disaster. Aside from everything else, Meyers has no talent and NBC should fire him immediately. That was just what Trump posted. Fine. Trump is being Trump. I'm even doing that a little bit, right? This is Trump saying something crazy. But most of the time when Trump says something on Truth Social, the public doesn't necessarily even see it or listen to it. And if we're following everything Trump says or reposts, we would all go crazy. Okay, fine. But here's the kicker. Here's where things get a little muggier. Brendan Carr reposted it like this on his Twitter account. This is significant. Why would the FCC chairman, who is responsible for regulating communications in America, specifically over television, over wire services, why would he repost this? Well, the simple answer is he's going to work with Donald Trump to try to take Seth Meyers off air. And let's look at what made Donald Trump so upset. Because reading through it seemed to me just comedy. Seth Meyers spoke about the rising tensions within the Republican Party as Donald Trump was losing support from his base over Jeffrey Epstein. The late night host spoke about the dramatic meeting in the Situation Room to discuss Epstein, where Trump called in Lauren Boebert and tried to make her flip. An ongoing crisis that has seen the president becoming, as Seth Meyers says, quote, wildly unpopular. Meyers said that Trump is, quote, by all the accounts, the most unpopular president of all time, and up until this point has only been to, quote, able to hang on to power because he has a tight grip on the Republican Party, no matter what he did or how bad things got. And it's true. Only 33% of American adults currently approve how Donald Trump is managing the government, a figure that has fallen since March. Meyers went on to joke that Trump is now saying, you can't expect me to make America again with only Americans. His comments were criticized as overly negative by those around Trump. Meyers says, you're the president. You're supposed to talk us up. You're the mascot for America. Why are you shitting on people in the unemployment line? If you didn't have a rich dad, that's where you would be. I mean, many of them are accurate, honestly. And the others, they're jokes, right? They're jokes. They should be funny. Someone didn't find them funny. Someone was mad. And now he wants Seth Meyers taken off air because Seth Meyers is speaking the truth regarding Donald Trump. And that's making him upset. And Brendan Carr is getting ready to work on it. Now, Brendan Carr wrote that the FCC needs to change course and bring new urgency to achieving 4 main goals, including reining in big tech, in his chapter on Project 2025. And I pulled this directly. This is directly from the Project 2025 chapter. Few appointments to these commissions will be as important as the president's selection of the next chairman of the FCC. In Chapter 28, FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr writes that the FCC chairman is empowered with significant authority that is not shared with other FCC members. Under a new chairman, he writes, the FCC needs to change course and bring new urgency to achieving four main goals: reigning in big tech, promoting national security, unleashing economic prosperity, and ensuring FCC accountability and good governance. The FCC, writes Carr, has an important role to play in addressing the threats to individual liberty posed by corporations that are abusing dominant positions in the market. Nowhere is that clear when it comes to big tech and its attempt to drive diverse political viewpoints from the digital town square. Carr writes that the FCC should require more transparency, which today offers a black box. Now, you read this, right? And you're like, okay, these are just a lot of big buzzwords. And the truth is, they are. But I want to dissect them a little bit because these buzzwords actually show what Carr wants to do. So I want to start with the sentence: nowhere is that clearer than where it comes to big tech and its attempt to drive diverse political viewpoints from the digital town square. That is a direct attack on democratic viewpoints. And he's couching it in this idea that big tech is preventing Republicans from having equal access to the digital town square, to the online ecosystem, as Democrats. And that's why you see tech companies like Meta, Twitter, and other tech companies, TikTok, essentially giving free reign to misinformation and disinformation as long as Republicans now have equal access to this digital town square. In addition, the FCC needs to change course. I want to look at the four main goals, including promoting national security. Donald Trump believes that what's on TV is a national security issue. He believes that these late night hosts bashing him is a national security issue. Brendan Carr is essentially writing that he would be able to regulate who is on TV, who is making negative remarks about the president, and firing them or removing them or pressuring NBC or ABC or any of these companies to remove certain people in the guise of national security. When have you heard that national security has been used to remove individuals to essentially do what a president wants under this vague national security umbrella? Happened at Guantanamo. Happens throughout history. The United States government uses national security as an excuse to do whatever it wants. And oftentimes courts just say, well, it's national security, major deference to the president. Watch this because it is a major development. I will continue to provide you updates as we learn more. Hopefully, Seth Meyers remains on the platform, but if he doesn't, we now know why. Spread the word, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.